Okay, well this is Christy, Two Broke Cooks here again, and we're going to show you what to do when you get some apples. We like to support our local growers here, so when I was young, we always used to get Jonathan apples. And always there would be some bad ones in the group, and of course, you know, you wouldn't want to eat the bad ones or the bruised ones. And my mom, being the person she was, didn't want to throw out anything, so we decided that we would take the bad ones, keep the good ones out so we can eat them, and we would take the apples out, and we would cut them in fours, and we're going to put them in a pan. We're going to add some sugar, some cinnamon, and a little bit of honey if you don't want sugar. I kind of do a little bit of both. And we're just going to let these cook down to nothing, and then we're going to come back and show you how to press them out so you can make some of your homemade applesauce for yourself. I think they're the best flavor apple that's around. You know, when we grew up, there was Granny Smith and Delicious, and now we have a lot of different ones. But like I said, I like to keep it here. I like the Jonathan apples grown here in Missouri. And normally what I do is I will get my grandkids together and we will do applesauce for a day, and we will make everyone some homemade applesauce to take home because it is really that good. Often if we didn't have the applesauce, we would take, and Mom would make fried apples as well. So we're going to take these and cut them up into fours and just let them sweat out. We're not going to add any water. We're just going to keep them all in one big pan, seeds and all, because we have a press, and we'll show you how to do that. If you don't have a press, what you can do, and I've done in the past because I didn't have one, but my mother had it, so now that she's gone, I have it. So there's a way to do it, but we're just going to, like I said, add some sugar. And I just kind of guess, you know, I don't really add a lot because I like the flavor. So probably a couple of tablespoons there. And I got some fresh honey bear in here, so it kind of helps preserve it a little bit. So I'm just going to pour some honey all on top. Leave it there. Probably about, I don't know, half of his head. He's a honey bear. And then I'm just going to add some cinnamon. And if you like, you can always put a little bit of clove in there if you like clove, but that probably looks good. So now we've got our cinnamon and apples, and we're just going to put them on the stove, put a lid on them, turn them on extremely low, because if you turn them on too high, they will burn, and we don't want that. We want them almost to the point of just a simmer, the lowest we can go, and we're ready to go. Alright, this is Christy back with our initial what do you do with some bad apples, and not to waste anything, but we made, when we cut up our apples, we just cut them in fours, put them in a pan, put some cinnamon, sugar, and some honey in there, and then we just let them go on the lowest possible setting and just let those sweat out until they're just absolutely nothing left of the apple. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put them through a press and make applesauce, okay? And this is the best applesauce ever. And like I said, we like to keep it local. We buy Jonathan apples, and because I think they make the best applesauce. I've tried some others, but the Delicious just don't have enough flavor to them. And, you know, Granny Smiths are supposed to be Granny Smith apples for, you know, pies and things like that. And so we're just going to press it through, and the juice will come through. And all the seeds and everything, they'll be kept in the container here. And we'll just roll this around. It's a little cylinder, kind of a funny little thing. It's a wood spatula, I guess. But we just press it through, and the applesauce comes through. And we just keep adding until we're all done. And we'll get some apples here. Now today I used I think I used 6 pounds of apples. But if you go to an orchard, you just might as well, if you want to put up a lot of applesauce, it's great to freeze it. We used to freeze it as kids, and my mom would buy a couple of bushels, and we'd do apples all day long. And then we used to take the old milk cartons, put them in the old milk cartons, and fold them down and put them in the freezer. So we had applesauce that would last a year. I'd probably go a little faster, but I'm always so strong.
Where do you get one of these things?
You know, I've seen them on the cooking shows. I would say they would probably be at a professional restaurant supply house. This thing I know, my mom's had it. I had it when I was growing up, so I know it's got to be at least as old as I am. She's had it ever since I can remember. And like I said, we used to make homemade applesauce all the time when we were kids. So my earliest recollection was about 5, so this poor thing's probably about 55 years old. Oh no, that tell my age, won't it? Oh darn luck. Oh shoot. So anyway, all the peelings and everything are down inside. And that's what it kind of looks like when you render it down. It's just amazing. So stick it back in there and finish it off. And basically there should be nothing left in here. It probably will look like paper. You know, thin paper when we're all finished. It'll be plastered up against the sides and there's nothing left to squeeze out. So we've got all the flavor. So we'll just keep on working. I should probably have this whole container full. And after a while they just don't go down in the thing, so I have to push them. So we're going to finish up now, and we're just pressing the last little bit through here, and basically this looks like a paste or whatever. And what we do is we take this out and just scrape off the sides, let all the applesauce fall down in the bowl, and we're done. And we have some of the most delicious applesauce ever. It's all homemade, and it's actually nutritious. That's the great thing, because it's all natural. Okay, we didn't do anything to it, but just put some sugar and some honey in there and cinnamon, and there you go. And it's all done. Great homemade applesauce.